Good morning. We are live here at Ricketts Park. It's Albert Velarde and Stephen Parks with Desert Sports Live bringing you the Piedra Vista Invitational all week long. We've got 4 games today, 4 tomorrow, and 4 on Saturday. And we've got a district matchup right off the bat. It's the Aztec Tigers, 3-3. They're the home team taking on the Kirtland Central Broncos. They're 4-2 on the season. And we got the right-handed pitcher on the mound. That's number 4, Dalton Wilmer. Behind the plate for him is number 6, Tyler Ray. Over at first base, number 12, Hunter Clark. He's number 12 at second base is going to be number 2, Jace Archuleta. At third, number 23, Maverick Dorsett. In left field is number 7, Corey Douglas. In center field is going to be number 10, Caden Anderson. And in right field, number 3, Christian Holmes. DHing is number 20, Uriah Gonzalez.
Yes, welcome everybody this morning. I'm going to go ahead and give you Kirtland's lineup. Out on the mound today is going to be Jay Sosi. Behind the plate is going to be Matthias, is that Vaith? I hope I'm saying that correctly. Over at first base is going to be Jacob Littleman. At second base is going to be Logan Nelson. Over at third is going to be Jaron Tyler. I forgot shortstop. At shortstop, I don't have a short. Do we have a designated hitter shortstop? Sorry, I don't have that one. Anyhow, we'll get back to that. Out in left field is going to be number 16, Jordan Davis. Center field is going to be Elijah Salas. And out in right field is Shea Sims. So we're going to look on the lineup here and see what we got. See who's playing shortstop there. I don't have a shortstop on my lineup.
He did not. He put 2 of them on here, so it's either going to be Micah Aspis or Logan Nelson playing short. We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out shortly.
Well, here we go. The first pitch of the Piedra Vista Invitational. Hey, let us know you're tuning in at 505-701-2222. That's 505-701-2222. Fastball in the dirt for ball 1 as the center fielder Elijah Salas at the plate. He's the right-handed hitter. He's got a 1-0 count. Stephen, it's been quite an interesting setup for us here at Ricketts Park today. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1, so the count 1-1. Again, let us know you're tuning in, who you're rooting for, and where you're tuning in from. Love to hear from you at 505-701-2222. Off-speed pitch up high for ball 2.
Yeah, they're just gonna have to. He's gonna have to. I'm sure you got nerves coming in. This is cold this morning. He's just got to settle down, Dalton, and start finding that strike zone. That one's going to be fouled off back into the net, so that's going to bring the count to 2-2.
This may not make any sense whatsoever, but it does in my brain, Stephen. I don't know if it's worse having this light breeze or if it was 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, because this light breeze, it is so crispy out here. There's a off-speed pitch up high for ball 3. So the count is full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He's thrown 1 fastball out of this entire at-bat. Has the pitcher for the Aztec Tigers. He'll step off, reset, and here we go. It is Wilmer working out of the windup, and now the batter will call timeout.
Yeah, Dalton Wilmer, we got to see him on the football team. Quite the quarterback. Did a good job for the Tigers. He's definitely got a good arm. Let's see if he can put one in there for this strike 3, and that's going to be hit out into right field, and he is going to get under it. That is the right fielder, Christian Holmes, with the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, just poked the bat out there, did Solace. Fly ball out into right field, made contact. Certainly not the contact he was looking for, but it was a check swing, and that's going to bring up the 2-spot hitter. It's the third baseman, number 3, Jaron Tyler. He's a right-handed hitter facing the right-handed pitcher in Dalton Wilmer. Here comes the pitch with 1 out. Off-speed pitch up high and inside for ball 1. And, Wilmer already trying to settle himself in the inside corner, inner half of the plate. I like his approach. There's his second fastball of the game.
Must have been a little bit high. It looked pretty good from here, but might have been a little high.
Well, we'll call it a little high because our old eyes, it looked right down the middle, so who knows. Swung on and missed on the fastball, so Tyler with a 2-ball, 1-strike count, 1 out, nobody on, and we're in the top of the first inning. Wilmer working quickly on the mound. There's a line drive out into right field, and that'll be a base hit. Decent piece of hitting from Tyler Steven as he just poked his bat out there. Got enough on the end of the bat over the top of the head of the second baseman in Jace Archuleta, and that'll bring up the 3-spot hitter. It's the pitcher number 5, Jay Sosi. He's a right-handed hitter himself. He's got 1 out with 1 runner on base. And there's the slide in. Just the B move over to first base, keeping him close. So 0-0 is your score. Oh, that was right on the spot, Steven. I think he throws him out over at first, but Wilmer just a little bit high and outside at the throw over to first base. Wilmer comes set, high leg kick, off speed.
Oh, and that one's going to get away. Shoot, sorry about that. I didn't get that for you, but.
Well, that is going to be a pass ball on the catcher because he missed the ball, so that'll move the runner in Tyler from first to second. And Sosi will have an 0-1 count as that was a strike and a runner in scoring position.
That one was just outside for ball 1. So 1-1 the count as Kirtland with a man in scoring position with 1 out here. Let's see if they can advance this batter. There comes the pitch, and it's going to be swung on and fouled off for strike 2.
I really like Wilmer's approach going inside on these right-handed hitters, especially so early in the season. As you see a lot of pitchers, they try to establish the outer half of the plate. You hardly ever see them go on the inner half of the plate, and Wilmer is all about that. Here's a pitch. Off speed, way outside for ball 2. So 2-2 the count, but not a bad 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Steven, see if they could get him to chase something. He held up.
Yeah, he's been pretty disciplined up there at the plate. Let's see if Wilmer can get him with one here. That's gonna be low and inside for ball 3. So good job by Sosi to not go after something.
He's a big kid, Sosi at the plate. Here comes the payoff pitch from Wilmer. Off speed, got him swinging in the dirt. Fine job by the catcher. He's going to go to third, but he didn't have a whole lot of mustard on the
Got him.
He got him. You called it. So that's going to go down as a strikeout to Sosi. So he's going to strike out, but he also went to first base, and Tyler's going to get thrown out at third on the 2 to 5.
Yeah. I was trying to work all that out in my head while we were after all the action there, but
out number 2. Now comes up the 4-spot hitter. It's the catcher number 12, Matthias.
And folks, I apologize. I'm trying to work cameras and broadcast here, so if I don't get something switched, that's on me. But just be aware, I'm going to try to keep up with everything here.
We've got a runner at first base. No score, 2 outs. And it's Veith, the catcher, at the plate, the 4-spot hitter. Ground ball to second base. That's Jace Archuleta, and he missed it. E4 on the play, and that'll move Veith from over to first base. That'll move Sosi from first to second, and still 2 outs, but now 2 runners on, and Veith is going to get the courtesy runner out at first base. And I forgot to pull out my binoculars so I could tell you who that is over there. I'll get mine here in just, Steven brought him in.
I'm prepared. I got a lot going on here, but.
So that's number 14 coming in, and now up to bat is the 5-hole hitter. It's the second baseman, number 8, Micah Aspis, the right-handed hitter at the plate. Here comes a pitch. Swung on, grounded out to the pitcher. Easy throw to first, and got him. On the 1-3 ground ball out. Number 3.
All right, so we had no runs on 1 hit, 2 left on, and 1 Aztec error. But after the top of the first, your score is 0-0. Looks like we are going to have 1, 2, and 3 coming up for the Tigers. That's Kel Watson, Hunter Clark, and Dalton Wilmer.
Kirtland coming out in the orange and white pants. They've got a new baseball coach, and it's their old coach coming back. And it's so good to see him out there back here at Kirtland Central High School, and Coach Jim Belleville.
I've had a couple of changes because Aztec has a new coach this season as well.
Right.
So,
Coulter
Favarino, Favarino, this is his first season. They've had some success here at the beginning of this season as well. Went to a tournament, had a good showing, I believe. Didn't they end up in the championship game? I'm not positive.
They did. They played Hope Christian.
That's right. So, Aztec Tigers coming out, doing well, even having a new coach. Sometimes that can be a little tough, but man, they just got right back to work this season.
And I like it. I really, I've coached with Coach Favarino for about 5 years in Connie Mack. 3 years in Connie Mack, and then he headed out to Trinidad Community College, where he was the assistant head coach for a number of years and their pitching coach, and did a fine job out there. And then they moved back here to the Four Corners, and he's been building up the Aztec youth baseball program. And then Coach Eli Wyatt got his new position at the church, so he had to end up leaving Aztec High School and insert Coulter Favarino. They're 3-3 on the season. So, and talking to a lot of the players, they definitely lost 2 games that they said they should have never lost. And so if that was the case, I mean, that's a whole bunch of should-haves, would-haves, and could-haves, Stephen. But they said by all accounts they should be 5-1 right now. But hey, the point is, you shouldn't be playing your best baseball right now.
That's right. If they're doing that good now, then they should only get better through the season.
Exactly. Well, we're going to see the pitcher, and Jay Sosi comes to the plate with a fastball, and he throws it right down the middle.
Man,
striking
that was a good-looking pitch right off the bat. Kalemeyer wanted that one back. That one's going to be, it's going to be strike 2. Looked a little high, but the umpire called it strike. So 0-2 the count to Cale Watson here as he's the leadoff hitter for the Tigers. Comes the pitch. Did that hit the ground in front of the plate?
Yeah, it was outside. It was an off-speed pitch, hit probably 6 inches in front of home plate, and the catcher for Kirtland Central did a fine job in Vista to get in front of that pitch. Working out of the windup is Jay Sosi, right-handed pitcher. Long windup, and he got Watson on the off-speed pitch for a strikeout. And that's going to be out number 1 for the Aztec Tigers. Now I got it figured out, Stephen. On the other side, number 6, that is Logan Nelson. He is the shortstop.
Oh, okay.
So Coach accidentally put two second basemen on his lineup, and now we got the spot hitter.
Is that what I did? Logan Nelson.
No, it wasn't you. It was the coach for Kirtland. That's on his. It's on his lineup. He put 2 second basemen out there. Strike 1 on Hunter Clark. He is the first baseman for the Aztec Tigers. Number 12 is Hunter Clark. He's a right-handed hitter, and he's got an 0-1 count. That's an off-speed pitch outside, so ball 1. 1-1 the count. Again, we love to hear from you fans out there watching, whether you're watching the Aztec Tigers or the Kirtland Central Broncos. Shoot us a text message and let us know who you're rooting for and where you're tuning in from. There's strike 2, 1-2 the count on Hunter Clark.
Man, I'll tell you what, Sosi is looking good up on the mound here to start this game. He is finding his spot very well.
What I love about Sosi is he works quick too, Stephen. He's not messing around. He's working like...
Hunter went after that one. That one was way up there.
Did he ever? Not only was it way up there, it was probably 6 inches off the outside plate on the right-handed hitter. So it's number 4. It's the pitcher, Dalton Wilmer, coming up to bat. He's in the 3 spot for the Aztec Tigers. 2 outs, no runners on, and no score in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball in the corner of the plate, strike 1. And, Stephen, I'm going to be curious to see what these umpires are going to call this year, as last year and the year before they've really established the outside corner.
Yeah, that outside corner was big last season. And didn't we ask when we had our hot mic with the umpires about that, like what they talk about each season, for strike zone and things like that? And they talk a lot about that stuff in their meetings.
Yeah, that was our hot mic with Leonard Tauble.
Yeah, because it felt like it might have been a point of emphasis.
Oh, they're
Oh, they're going to call. Yeah, they're going to call that a strike.
Well, it's an 0-2 count now on Wilmer. His back is against the wall, and now the favor is with Sosi. Does he go after him, or does he throw a waste pitch? Let's see what he does here. Long windup, off speed. Wilmer fighting it off, fouls it off behind first base side dugout. So it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count still. And 2 outs. We got our good friend Krista Wilson here in the studio with us. We're in press box. Want to check out the setup in this beautiful field from Arizona, and he blew that right by Wilmer. Steven, 3 straight strikeouts for Sosi, and if that doesn't tell you he's establishing that fastball. He only used the off-speed pitch 1 time on all 3 batters. He just threw fastball after fastball. I like that. Do not throw anything else unless you have to. It was just straight fastballs.
Well, that's what I was saying is he immediately established that strike zone, and he was hitting his marks. I mean, I'm looking here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitches is what I have. I mean, that 3 straight strikeouts. Just a great job by Sosi here to start the game. 3 up, 3 down, and we are going to start this top of the 2nd inning with Jacob Littleman, Shai Sims, and Jordan Davis. Your score is 0-0, and it is the top of the 2nd inning.
Yep, as Steven mentioned, it's 6, 7, and 8 coming up for the Kirtland Central Broncos, who are 4-2 on the season. This is game 1 of the Piedra Vista Invitational here at Ricketts Park. It's the first time they've actually had this invitation. We're used to the Farmington Invitational. Now PV's got their own as well, and some excellent teams in this invitational. We're going to have an excellent treat tonight with the Piedra Vista Panthers taking on the Durango Demons. And I got to tell you, Steven, this PV team is loaded this year. They started off strong, and they have. I mean, not only just loaded, they have depth. I mean, it's not like it's just their starters. They have 2 or 3 deep in some of those positions that are those guys out on the field. So, looking forward to seeing what the Panthers look like this season. We haven't got to see them play yet. Well, it's going to be a left-handed hitter as the first baseman, number 17, Jacob Littleman, steps into the box. He's facing the right-handed pitcher in Wilmer. Wilmer faced 5 batters the first inning. Now we're headed to the top of the 2nd, and here's Wilmer with the pitch. Fastball, corner of the plate, and that looked pretty.
It did.
It had to have been high because that was a nice spot. So here we go. Wilmer again working fast, Steven. Another fastball on the inside of the plate on the left-handed hitter. He fights it off. Quite late on the swing, though. 1-1 the count, no outs, top of the 2nd, no score. Here's Wilmer. Fastball right down the heart of the plate for strike 2.
Yeah, that one looked good. That is in there for strike 2. 1-2 the count as Micah Aspis will swing and miss for strike 3. That looked like an off-speed pitch. Or was it?
It was a changeup.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
He was way out.
Yeah, he got way out in front of it before it got across the plate. So he'll go down swinging. That'll bring up number 17, the first baseman, Jacob Littleman.
Pardon it. It's going to be number 4, the right fielder, Shea Sims. Number 17 just struck out.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, sorry.
There's a fastball thrown right by the right fielder. And the right-handed hitter and number 4, Shea Sims, strike 1. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Here comes a pitch.
Wow, another nice-looking strike right up the middle.
Well, Wilmer started with, I think he only threw 2 fastballs in that first sequence of batters in the first inning. Now it's been nothing but fastballs here in the 2nd. That fastball's down low and outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count with 1 out. Let's see what Wilmer comes with. I say stick with the fastball. Yeah, it's got to be high.
Yeah.
Because Sims didn't even hesitate to look down at his coach down third base side. Comes a pitch. Right by him. I mean, just reach back, Steven, and let the fastball rip.
Strikeout number 2 as Sims goes down swinging. And that will bring up number 16, Jordan Davis, the left fielder.
He's a left-handed hitter. Here comes Wilmer. Fastball swung on and fouled off, but the catcher holds on to it for strike one. 0-1 the count with 2 outs now for the Kirtland Central Broncos here in the top of the second inning. Ground ball to the third baseman. It's handled. Here's the throw in time. Gets him out of the inning in the 5-3 ground ball, out number 3.
Well, that was a nice job by the third baseman. That's Maverick Dorsett, as he just takes the hop, gets it in his hand. I like that. He just got it in his hand and he took it to first base. He didn't pat the glove or do anything. He just got the ball over there and makes a nice out for out number 3. So there was no runs on no hits and no runners left on base and no Kirtland errors. So that's going to do it for the top of the second inning, where your score remains 0-0.
For the Aztec Tigers, it's going to be 4, 5, and 6 coming up to bat. That's Maverick Dorsett, Tyler Ray, and Corey Douglas all coming up to the plate for the Aztec Tigers in their all-white uniforms and pinstriped.
I like those uniforms because we can see the numbers.
I do too. I was talking to Coach Favorino. I was like, please, Coach, for all the love, get rid of those cream uniforms.
Yeah, help us out.
I cannot handle those things, man, especially the pants they wear with those. And everybody knows I'm an Aztec guy. I love Aztec with all my heart and soul. I played all 4 years high school baseball for Aztec High School. But, yeah, I love these pinstripe uniforms they wear right here. Very clean. So here we go. It's Maverick Dorsett with his first at bat. He's the third baseman who just ended the inning on the 5-3 ground ball, out number 3 for the Tigers. He'll step up to the plate at the left-handed side. And gosh, we've seen a lot of left-handed hitters already, Steve.
I know.
Here comes a pitch from Sosi. Ground ball to second. It's soft. Let's see if it's going to be fielded. Beautifully played by the second baseman from Kirtland, and that was Micah Aspis. He had to come up on it and then just kind of settled down. Steven made sure he fielded it clean, got the throw over to first base for the 4-3 ground ball out number 1.
Well, it was first base. He will give you that.
Right. That's
where your 1 came from. I got you. I knew what you were talking about.
Everybody's laughing at me that's listening too. Like, come on, Velarde, it's 4-3, bud. It's now Tyler Ray, the catcher, number 6, at the plate, and he'll take a high fastball for ball 1. Still no score here in the bottom of the second inning. And just so you know, any of you who are planning on coming out here today or probably throughout the rest of the week, you better wear your winter clothing.
It's chilly.
Cold, and it's only going to get colder as the week goes on. So make sure you dress appropriately to get here. 2-0.
Oh.
Hit him. Did I hit the?
Yeah, hit pitch.
Okay, so it hit him. That ball bounced so hard. I mean, the ball looked like it hit the bat as far as the ball flew. So hit by pitch. And Ray will gladly trot on down to first base because we need runners on. If you're an Aztec Tiger fan, that'll bring up the 6th-spot hitter. Hey, we're familiar with this young man. It's the left fielder, number 7, Corey Douglas, who's part of that state championship wrestling team from the Aztec Tigers. Also did pretty well himself. He placed.
That's right. Got to have a little discussion with him the other night on Hot Mic.
Well,
good to see him out here. Yeah, good to see him out here, out on the baseball field as well. So runner at first, 1 out. Here comes Corey Douglas.
Shot down right field. Oh, and just foul, probably 3 inches from the line. That would have scored a run for sure, but nonetheless, just a long strike. A beautiful long strike.
Yeah.
Line drive strike, but it's an 0-1 count. And Ray, Steven, keep your eye at Ray over at first base. He's got a ginormous lead over there. Let's see what Sosi's throw over to first base looks like. I wouldn't be shocked if he throws it over there here in a minute. Trying to keep him close. No, he doesn't. He doesn't test him at all.
That's going to advance Tyler Ray over to second base on the. Is that a pass ball? Is that what we call that?
It's a wild pitch.
Wild pitch. Okay. I didn't see All right, let me get this adjusted over here.
1-1 the count as Steven gets everything dialed in on the screen that you all are looking at. And I hope you guys love this pitcher batter. We had a better view, but the camera went dead out in center field.
Yeah, we're going to try to see if we can't clean that up. But
and unfortunately, we're at a two-man crew today.
Two-man show, so it's a little hard to manage the situation. But we had a backup plan, so you can still see the pitcher-catcher. But hopefully we get that center field camera up and running at some point.
Beautiful pitch, must have been down low. So 2-1 the count on Corey Douglas, and now he's got a runner in scoring position. He gets a base hit, does the job here. He's going to score a run. Huge lead at second base for Tyler Ray. No score here, bottom of the second inning. There's a shot out to right field. It's going to be caught, but let's see if they move him over to third. There's the catch, tag. Here comes the throw. We're going to have a play. He slides in safely. Nice work by Tyler Ray and tagging up and getting over to third, Steven, because that ball was hit shallow out into in the alley in between center and right field. So that's going to be a sac fly. F8 for out number 2. That brings up the 7-spot hitter. It's the designated hitter, number 20, Uriah Gonzalez. He's a youngster. Big-time hitter for this team. There's a big swing and a foul ball and the high curveball for 0-1 to count, 2 outs. But they've got Tyler Ray standing at third. And, Steven, this is your favorite part. What do you do when you got runners in scoring position? Because if you don't come through, that's something you're going to look at later on after the game.
Mm-hmm.
Fastball down low for ball 1.
I was going to say that Vaith he's got to be on point too. You don't want any pass balls here because Ray is pretty fast. He's going to find his way down to home plate if you allow it.
Here comes the pitch. Fastball, and it's right there on the corner of the plate. Beautiful spot by Sosi. And Gonzalez is down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sosi still has another pitch he can waste to see if he can get Gonzalez to chase it. Comes set, working out of the stretch is Sosi. Long breath, here comes a pitch. Off-speed line drive up the middle. Backhanded, bobbled. He's got to get to first. Gonzalez, and he's safe.
That's going to be E4, correct?
Yes. Yep, that's going to be an error on the second baseman.
That will score a run. So Tyler Ray gets across the plate. Gonzalez gets the job done. So Aztec will now go up 1-0.
And you know, I'm not too sure the second baseman in Aspis had to backhand that ground ball, Steven. It wasn't hit sharply. It was a nice ground ball. He could have fielded it up front, or out front, chose to backhand it, and it bounced on him at the last minute, and he bobbled it, and that was enough to score the run. And now Aztec up 1-0 here in the top of the second inning, and that brings up the 8-spot hitter. It's the right fielder, number 3, Christian Holmes.
Ooh.
I mean, he darn near almost got him at first base.
Well, whenever Gonzalez dove back to the plate, his hands got stuck underneath him, and he almost didn't get his hand back to the plate. And he got it there just in time. He kind of fell awkwardly.
Holmes with the 1-0 count. Comes a pitch, off speed, swung on, and that was nubbed right off the end of the bat. You can hear it all the way up here. Hope you folks are enjoying that picture-in-picture split screen for the pitcher and hitter and the runner at first. Hope you guys are enjoying that view. Still haven't heard anybody from text messages, Steve.
No, we haven't.
I'm quite disappointed right now.
I know.
Not one person from Aztec has texted us. I mean, I know a bunch of people from Aztec are watching and listening. Not too sure if Kirtland fans are out there, but not one Aztec person has.
Yeah, we need to hear from you guys. Send us a text.
Hey, we know we'll hear from PV fans.
That's right. We will. We definitely will.
Throw that out there. They won't waste any time letting us know they're watching. The ground ball to second. Aspis with the throw over to first, and he handles business on the 4-3 ground ball out number 3. And that'll end the inning, but not after Aztec puts a run on the board. It's 1-0 Aztec.
That's right. So we had 1 run on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and 1 Kirtland error. And, we kind of harp on this every year of baseball, is those errors can be costly. Like you can play a whole game and that 1 error or 2 errors ends up costing you a game. And this is really early in this game, but I'm just saying, you get to the end of the game and that if it's a 1-0 game, you go, man, that and when you were talking about it, you didn't know if he needed to do that backhand. In my mind, I was thinking he should have been moving his feet and he should have got in front of that ball. Absolutely. And scooped it up and then tried to get it over to first base, but the backhand didn't work, and sometimes that's you pay the price for that.
Well, I think as infielders, you overthink things, and I think that a lot of these times these infielders are so much quicker than what they think they are when the ball's hit, and they get there a lot faster than they thought they were going to get there.
Yeah.
So they overthink it. Instead of fielding it properly, they try to backhand or forehand it, and it ends up costing them. So for Kirtland, you got 9, 1, and 2 coming up. It's Nelson, Salas, Tyler, and 9, 1, and 2. And it's the right-hander, Logan Nelson, the shortstop, fastball, inner half of the plate for strike 1. And, I'm not surprised whatsoever that Dalton Wilmer is really attacking the inner half of the plate with Coach Favorino as the new head coach, because he doesn't mess around. If you're going to play for his team, Steven, you're going to throw it inside and you're going to throw it for strikes. And you can tell they've really been working with this pitching staff to do just that.
Well, and that's the thing. I think that's why they're having success. They're being aggressive. He came into that position. He said, "We're going to be aggressive. We're going to go out and we're going to try to win games. We're not going to just try to play a defensive game to stay in it. Like, we're going to go, ooh, that one looked really good. That one looked really good."
That was beautiful.
But I'm with you. I like seeing the attack. I like seeing him attack the plate like that. He's kind of gotten a rhythm now. He's throwing really good.
There's a swing, nubbed it off the end of the bat. Foul. Down first base side, so count still stays 1 ball and 2 strikes. On the flip side to that, Steven, Kirtland has been very aggressive at the plate. They have not gone down looking at one pitch yet. They have either swung or made contact. So,
just as you say that.
I didn't mean to jinx you, Nelson, but there's the backwards K, strikeout number 1, looking fastball in the outer half of the plate. Steven, Wilmer, he is hitting every facet of the strike zone, inside, middle, and outside, and he's done a great job at doing just that. So we're back to the top side of the lineup. It's the leadoff hitter, off-speed pitch down low for ball 1. It's Elijah Salas. He's 0 for 1 as he flew out to right field. His first at bat.
Oh, we did get a text. Our good buddy Rob Archuleta texted in. I missed it on my phone over here, but he did text in.
There's a shot to short, and Watson right there. Cale Watson to haul it in for F6 out number 2.
Rob Archuleta, his son out there playing second base, right? Is that Jace out there on second base? Thanks for texting in, Rob. Good to hear from you.
Got to see Jace getting some extra work in over this weekend. Him and his dad, Rob, out at the cage just trying to get his swing dialed in. So hopefully he'll get an opportunity to show his hard work, showcase the hard work at the plate some point this weekend. That swung on, fouled off out of the field of play down first base side. So 0-1 the count on Jaron Tyler, who is 0 for 1 today. Grounded out to the catcher, and it was a fielder's choice, really, as he would have been thrown out at first, but the catcher made an excellent throw down to third base to get the lead runner out. It's a 1-1 count on Jaron Tyler as it's a 2 outs here in the on the top of the third inning. There's a shot out into center field, a little floater. Who's going to get there? The right fielder calls everybody off, almost a diving catch, and hauling it in is Christian Holmes for F9 out number 3.
Oh, man, that's a dangerous spot right there. He hit it right into that place where whose ball is it? And who did you say that was? That was Christian Holmes. Made a good diving catch there. He called him off and did his job, and that will end the top of the third inning with no runs on no hits. No runners left on base and no Aztec errors. The score remains 1-0 as we head here into the bottom of the third.
Well, we got our good buddy, TJ Valdez. You guys, if you
All
see our hot mic with the state champ wrestling Aztec Tigers, TJ came over and really gave some excellent information about these kids we knew nothing about, and I loved having him there to kind of, I mean, who's going to know more about these kids than these coaches that have been working with these young men for, goodness, I don't know, since they were 5 or 6 years old. And Coach TJ, Coach Nick did a fine job at our hot mic, so we're happy to hear that. Coach TJ tuned in. Let's go Tigers. I'm watching. I didn't have your number, he said. Well, now he does. So Coach TJ Valdez, and man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we very much appreciated TJ. Thank you for coming the other night. We loved all the information, the input, and just hearing about the kids. That was one of our best hot mics. It was a lot of fun.
Well, here we go, Stephen. It's 9-1-2 for the Tigers. It's Anderson, Watson, Clark, and this will be Caden Anderson, the center fielder, number 10, his first at bat of the game. He's facing Jay Sosi, and Sosi has done a fantastic job in this game thus far for Kirtland. 1 unearned run for the Tigers as they lead this game 1-0. And check it out, Sosi coming back looking a lot like Wilmer, throwing the fastball in the inner half of the plate on the right-handed hitter in Caden Anderson. Here comes the windup from Sosi. Fastball again. Fouled off, swung quite behind that pitch was Caden Anderson. So now he's got the fastball dialed in. We've seen Sosi's off speed, and it's quite the pitch to handle as well. So let's see who wins this battle as it's an 0-2 count. No outs, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Aztec Tigers over the Kirtland Central Broncos. And there's the off-speed pitch. You could tell he wasn't happy with that pitch, Stephen, as it slipped out of his hands.
I was going to say, it came out of his hand kind of awkward at the top of his pitch instead of following through.
Curveball that left up in the zone. There's another off-speed pitch, and swung on and missed, and you could see Sosi kind of walk off the mound. He wasn't happy with that pitch either because it didn't break. But enough to get Anderson, so now we hit to the top of the lineup. It's the shortstop, number 17, Kel Watson. He's 0 for 1 as he struck out in the first inning, but I'll tell you what, Stephen, we've seen this young man come through time after time after time for the Aztec Tigers last year. And in Connie Mack, when they needed a spark, this young man came through. He went completely bailing out of the box.
Yeah, he did.
And I guarantee you his older brother is going to get a hold of him and say, dude, what were you doing flying out of there? Tuck the shoulder and trot down to first base. We need runners. We need runners on base. Now here comes the pitch. Fast. I think that was a fastball, and it didn't miss by much. So 1-1. Or no, pardon me, 2-0. I don't know why I called a strike on Kel myself. Got an excellent umpiring crew out here. So, you know, when we say this, when we say we think it was down or high or whatever, I mean, obviously it's no shot at an umpire. It's hard for us to tell. Now, if we had our outfield camera up and running, we'd be able to tell you exactly where that pitch went.
And we had it up and running, but it kept shutting off on us, so we didn't want to risk. That's a ball 4. So Cale will head down to first base on the walk as there is 1 out and a runner on first now. Number 12, Hunter Clark, coming up to the plate. He struck out on his first at bat. Swing at that high one.
Yeah, and for Sosi, Stephen, that was 4 straight balls that he threw. That's the first
time
he's done.
You're right. I didn't even realize that.
And that's his first walk he's allowed of this game. And there's a big hack from Clark. That was a fastball in the inside half of the plate, and Clark just swung right over the top of it. And, Stephen, if you want to get something going, that's the young man I want at first base to get things moving, because Cale can absolutely fly. Man, that's another high fastball that Clark swung at.
We talk about it, though. When it comes up in that eyeball range, it looks awfully good, but it is way up there.
Well, we're going to be starting our hot mics with Farmington High School baseball, Piedra Vista High School baseball. Aztec will be coming in, and I guarantee you we'll ask every one of them, what's up with that high pitch? And they'll tell us every time, it looks like a beach ball. That's an out, too. The runner at second's going to be out as the batter interfered. So, and they're going to run him back.
Oh, they're just going to tell him to go back to first.
Yeah, I apologize. The batter is out, but the runner will get over to back to first base as the batter, his swing ran him into the plate on the swing, and then the catcher stepped into it, but it was interference. Without a question, it was interference. So,
so that's
going to be a strikeout for out number 2, 2 outs. And, the umpires are going to have a quick conversation. Now, I felt like it was interference. I thought the home plate umpire was absolutely correct on the call because the hitter fell right over the top of home plate and ran right into the catcher. And see, that's what I thought. They both should have been out. And
oh yeah, so they did call him out.
The home plate umpire told him to go back to first. I thought it was an out, and sure enough, I was right. So Cal, because of the interference, I got to be honest with you, I don't even know how to mark that on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It was interference, but we're going to say that was out number 3, and that's a bummer because Cal, that throw wasn't even close to throwing him out at second, Steven, and that would have given Aztec all sorts of interesting options having him at second base. But nonetheless, that's 3 up, 3 up, 3 down for the Kirtland Central Broncos, and Aztec still with the 1-0 lead. And for Kirtland Central, it's going to be 3, 4, and 5. Sosi, Beath, and Aspis all coming up for the Kirtland Central Broncos. And here we go. Got some people texting in now. Finally.
Trying to. Yeah, I think that might be a service issue. Folks, sometimes we get texts and people ask us about, they can see the streams not working or something like that. But it on our end, everything is functioning and it's playing and working. So sometimes if your phone service isn't doing well, then sorry, I'm trying to do a couple things here at once. But yeah, just try to reset it and see if you can get it to come back up.
Well, here we go to, sometimes you just have to shut your system down and then reconnect and it'll pull it back up. So we got Wilmer still on the mound as we head into the top of the 4th inning. It's a 1-0 lead for the Aztec Tigers. And just so you folks know, there is a time limit on every game in this tournament, in this invitational. There's a high fastball swung on the late swing by the pitcher, Jay Sosi. 0-1 is the count, and he is 0 for 1 today as he struck out but reached on the missed. Oh, there's a shot out into left field. Could be a double. Let's see if he gets around. The left fielder took a terrible angle for the ball and it hit the fence, and then he was able to corral it in. But there's the first base hit of the game for Kirtland Central, and Sosi hit a laser down left field for the double. Stand-up double for the pitcher in Sosi. So talk about helping your own self out, Steven. Beautiful hit down the left field that went almost to the wall. It'll bring up the catcher now, number 12. Matthias Veith, and I hope I'm saying his last name correctly. Forgive me if I'm not, but he's 0 for 1 on the day as he hit a ground ball error to the second baseman in the 1st inning. And we've got a timeout from the so that's a new rule that was changed last year, Stephen, is that the catchers are now able to have an earpiece in their ear to communicate with the coaches in the dugout. So his little battery pack fell off his chest protector, so I had to call timeout to get that reset. So no outs, runner at second. First time Kirtland's had a runner over there at second base in the game. And he's in scoring position with no outs, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Aztec Tigers. Working out of the stretch, high fastball is Wilmer. Takes the count to 1-1.
Yeah, Wilmer still throwing strong up there on the mound, but Sosi definitely a key player for this Kirtland team. He comes up with the big double in scoring position out there on second base. That one's going to be high in there for ball 2.
Coming in from the 9445, they say, let's go Aztec. They didn't tell us where they're watching from or who that is, but 9445 texts in. And love to hear from you. Thank you for tuning in. And, yeah, I'm with you, Martin Bayless. Martin Bayless has been texting us the whole time, and we've only got 2 texts from Aztec fans. He's texted us more than Aztec has.
Hey, Ben texted in, too. He was the one having some trouble with getting his stream up and running on his phone, but that one's going to be in. Oh, they're going to call that a strike on that inside corner.
I mean, beautiful place. And speaking of Martin Bayless, we're going to get to see his son, JW, pitch tonight's game against Durango. That's going to be a fun game to watch as well. Right down Main Street for strike 3. Stevens struck him out.
Wow.
You get 2 strikes. What do we say?
You got to swing
like
if it's close.
You're taught in Little League, you know? I mean, everybody knows that. And if it was that close, you got to take a hack with the runner in scoring position. And, you know, he's probably going to rethink that at bat. But, hey, it happens to the best of us. So here comes the 5-spot hitter. It's the second baseman, number 8, Micah Aspis, and he tried to lay down the butt and missed it.
He did foul that off, right?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
He turned his bat barrel down, and you can see Coach Bevel is not happy with that, as that was sure not what they work on in practice. You got to keep that barrel upright. So the runner's still stranded at second base with 1 out and an 0-1 count on Aspis. Here comes the pitch from the right-handed Wilmer. Fastball swung on, and he threw that right by him.
That came in there really quick. Nice looking pitch by Wilmer. So with 1 out and a runner on second in scoring position, we have number 8, Aspis, up at the plate, seeing if he can't advance Sosi around the bases, and he is going to swing and miss for strikeout out number 2.
Well, I think he was fooled on that pitch, Steven. I think he thought maybe an off-speed pitch and the curveball or a changeup was coming. He tried to hold up his swing, and it was too late. So it brings up the 6-spot hitter. It's the first baseman, number 17, Jacob Littleman, who's 0 for 1. He struck out in the second. He's going to hit a line drive out into left. They're going to run him home. The left fielder bobbled the ball. And I don't know where he threw that ball.
Yeah.
That's gonna move the runner from first to second on the wild throw. And the left fielder in Corey Douglas, he just went. I think what happened was he looked up to see where the runner was before he had the ball in his glove, and it just popped out of his glove, scored a run, and now we're tied.
Yeah, so that was a base hit, and then he advances on the overthrow. So now with 2 outs and a runner on second, we have Shai Sims up, and he will look at strike number 1. So Kirtland puts that run across the board. We're back to even.
Yep, and that score, there was an unearned run that runner scored on an error, as Douglas bobbled the ball out in left field. So, and then 2 straight strikes thrown to Shea Sims, the right fielder. Here's Wilmer, throws a fastball inside, and Sims fights it off, fouls it off behind first base.
That does count as a single, though, a base hit, correct? And then he makes it home on the error.
So the runner scores on the error. The hitter got the base hit, but then moved over to second on the throw, the error on the throw. So there's 2 errors by the left fielder on that play. So 1 and 2 is the count.
2 errors?
Two errors. Okay. Yep. And struck him out.
Nice looking pitch.
Wilmer says, let me go here, and I'll just handle business myself. And not after we're tied up 1-1. Kirtland gets a run on the error out in left field after the base hit. And it looks like this game's going to come down right to the final inning. And would you expect anything less?
Yeah, so we had 1 run on 2 hits, 1 runner left on base, and 2 Aztec errors. And that's going to bring us into the bottom of the third. Like Albert said, we are tied up 1-1, and we are going to have 3, 4, and 5 coming up for the Aztec Tigers. That's Dalton Wilmer, Maverick Dorsett, and Tyler Ray. Tyler Ray having the only run scored here in this game today. And we are looking at Sosi still out there on the mound for the Broncos as he's thrown a great game so far today.
Well, you said it. He has thrown a beauty for Kirtland today thus far. No doubt about that. Got to see our good friend Carrie Watson, who's her son. Both of her sons have been excellent ball players for Aztec High School in football and in baseball. So
absolutely.
Here we go. It is, did you already say 3, 4, and 5?
Yes, I did.
All right, so Wilmer, he's 0 for 1, steps up to the plate. The pitcher. Here comes the pitch. Off-speed pitch inside, down low for ball 1. Well, we can see quite a few viewers checking in on the,
we got
quite the website.
Yeah, we got a good crowd out there watching right now. Hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm trying my best to keep up with the camera switches. I think I've done pretty good so far.
Man. I think you've done fantastic. Typically, folks, we've got 3 or 4 of us here, but because these games are all day on Thursday and Friday, we have to take time off from work to a vacation time to come out here and do these games. And some of us are able to do it, and some of us are not. So.
Then we all end up with 3 jobs each or 4 jobs each.
That's right.
Until everybody shows up. So that's going to bring the count to 3-1 as Dalton Wilmer can help his case out here if he can come up with something. Let's see what Sosi brings. Oh, there it is.
I mean, right down the middle.
Yep, full count.
You can see Coach Favorino saying, guys, you guys keep letting that fastball right down the middle go. He's coming over here talking to his boys right now in the dugout saying, let's go. What are you guys looking at? I like that. I like that aggressive coaching by Coach Favorino. Off-speed pitch, sharp ground ball hit to the shortstop. It's bottled, still has time. Got it there on time. 6-3 out number 1, and goodness,
wow.
That was hit sharply, but Logan Nelson handled it beautifully.
I know. I thought that Wilmer might get there, but Nelson comes up with the ball, gets it over to first in time, and comes up with out number 1. And that will bring up number 23, Maverick Davis. He grounded out in the 4-3 play in the second inning. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1.
Yeah, I am looking at my score sheet, and we do not have 1 hit for the Tigers, and we've only got 1 hit for Kirtland. So
that one was in there for a strike. So 0-2 the count.
Actually, 2 hits for Kirtland.
Yeah, 2 hits. That's right. And that one is low as Sosi has some pitches to waste. He's trying to get Dorsett to go after something. 1-2 the count. Dorsett steps back into the box. Sosi working from the windup. I guess he's not liking a few of those. he kept nodding his head, but I don't know if they had a hard time getting that one in or what.
Well, right now on this hitter, I'm throwing an off-speed pitch inside and see if Dorsett can handle it. Let's see what they come up with. There it is.
Oh.
Right off the kneecap, and that's not what you want to see.
Ouch.
I mean, if you go right on the knee, man, I'll tell you what, if he can get back up on this one, he is one tough kid, because that is the worst spot if you are a hitter to get hit, is right in the kneecap.
Is the umpire calling him out because he didn't try to get out of the way, or?
I think he's saying that the batter stuck his knee across the plate. Is that what the umpire's saying? There's no way he made that call.
So, is he getting to go down to first, or?
That's what he's saying. The home plate umpire is saying that he stuck his knee out, and everybody in the stadium could see that it hit him right in the kneecap. He didn't even move.
Oh, goodness.
Wait a minute. Did the umpire just eject the coach, too?
He said get in the dugout is what he said. I heard him say get in the dugout, but I don't know if.
I have no idea what just happened.
I'm trying to figure this one out.
Wow. Okay. Well, I guess I'm assuming the umpire said that he intentionally stuck his knee out there to get hit by the ball, which we've got video here, so we can show you that he did not do that. And then he told the coach to get in the dugout. I don't know what that means. But Coach Favorino now coaching from the dugout. I have no idea what just happened, but here we go. 2-2 count. Wow. All right. Dorsett, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Should have had the free base down to first.
And while we got a little pause in the action here, I got Ronette Smith texting in. She's cheering for her nephew, Hunter Clark. He's out there for the Aztec Tigers today, said, go Tigers. Thank you for texting in, Ronette. Haven't seen Ronette for a while. There it is. Nice hit right up the middle. We'll go out into center field, and there is a base hit for the Tigers. As Dorsett, after taking that shot to the knee and then making him continue on.
Yeah.
That was a strange deal.
Well, it certainly did not look like he stuck his knee out there, but hey, we're all the way up here, and the umpire is right down there behind the plate, so we'll go with what the umpire called. Tyler Ray steps up to the plate, and he is got no at-bat charted right now as he was hit by a pitch in the second inning and then scored the only run Aztecs got. So it's a 1-1 tied score, bottom of the 4th inning. Aztec up at the plate, takes off to second. It obviously was a hit and run, but unfortunately Ray swung way too late behind that pitch and never gave his runner a chance at first base.
There's our buddy Ben O'Gean saying, let's go Aztec. He finally got that thing up and running.
Oh, man. Ben, our play-by-play
wrestling guy, yeah.
Broadcaster for Desert Sports Live. Did a fine job this season. Matter of fact, got more compliments than we get.
I know.
How that works.
Killed it this year, those guys. So
1-1.
Runner on first, 1 out. We have Tyler Ray. He has the only run scored here today for the Tigers, looking to see if he can move his runner around.
There's a backdoor throw down to first base, thrown in the dirt, and handled by the first baseman, at least to keep it in front of him, but that's a strike. So takes the count to Tyler Ray, 1-2, and, you know, Aztec was quite aggressive in the first 2 innings, Steven. They have not swung at much since in the 3rd and the 4th innings. So let's see if they'll pick that up here shortly. Runner down to second, should get there easily and does. Slides in, and you can visibly see Dorsett really struggling with that knee shot, Steven.
Yeah.
It hit him a good one.
That, you can tell that thing's hurting.
See the Bloomfield Bobcats making their way into the field. They'll be playing the next game against the Miamir Patriots. There's the backdoor throw to second. Caught him sleeping.
Ooh.
Dave, I'll tell you,
Steve, they got lucky there, I think.
That throw was high. If he throws that at the base, he is out. And I think they're going to have to look at Dorsett's knee, to be honest with you. I think that's all that was, is he just has zero push off that knee right now because he was way behind that. All right, Ray's got an opportunity with a 2-2 count. A runner at second base. Comes up with the base hit. Let's see what happens. Off-speed pitch inside. Did the right thing and tucking the front shoulder. Goes to full count. You know, right now, with Dorsett's knee, I really would have thought that Coach Favorino would have put a runner in.
That's what I would have thought as well.
Maybe he's contemplating that in the dugout and blew that right by him on the outer half of the plate. I got to tell you, do not leave a call up to an umpire.
Yeah.
You just can't, and that's just too close to the strike zone to watch it go by. Umpire rings him up for out number 2.
Got to take a hack. I know he was trying to sell it by tossing the bat back to the dugout, but that umpire made the call. So that's going to be 2 outs, runner on second. We have Corey Douglas, number 7, up to the plate. He's going to swing and miss for strike 1. He is 0 for 1 on the day. He flew out into center field in the second inning.
Swung right over the top of that off-speed pitch. 2 outs with the runner at second, as Steven mentioned. Opportunity for Douglas and another off-speed pitch, and he swung right over the top of that one as well. So 0-2 right off the bat, and now Sosi has the advantage. Does he throw a couple of waste pitches to see if he could get him to chase? Let's find out. Fastball right down the heart of the plate, down low for ball 1.
Man, that's a dangerous one to let go by. We've been sitting up here saying you gotta swing if it's close, and he risked that one and came away with the reward, but that was close. 1-2 the count to Corey Douglas.
I sure held my breath on that pitch, no joke, and got him.
Got him.
Struck him out. 4 pitches. 3 of them swung on, and that'll do it for the Aztec Tigers as they had a runner in scoring position, could not get him in, and Sosi takes care of business for Kirtland Central.
Yep, so that's going to do it for the 4th inning, as there was no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Kirtland errors. And we will be going into the top of the 5th as the Kirtland Central Broncos will have 8, 9, and 1 coming up to the plate. That's Jordan Davis, Logan Nelson, and Elijah Solis.
Well, it's be curious to see how long both of these coaches allow the starting pitchers to go into this game. Did they leave them in? Did they bring somebody else in to get some work? But tight ball game here, and in a future district matchup between these two teams. As a matter of fact, the next game is another district matchup with the Mymere Patriots and the Bloomfield Bobcats.
Oh, that's right.
So we got 2 back-to-back district games in 1A district. And here comes the Kirtland Central Broncos up to bat.
1-1 is your score heading in to the top of the 5th inning. And it is Jordan Davis, number 16, the left fielder, coming up to the plate.
So around 50, probably 52 to 60 pitches thus far for Aztecs. Wilmer, who just threw a strike right past Jordan Davis. As Steven mentioned, is 0 for 1 on the days. He grounded out to third base. There's a second strike to the left-handed hitter in Davis. We'll get an estimated pitch count for Kirtland here in just a moment in between innings. But both of these pitchers in excellent position. Steven, Aztec with 6 games under their belt. Kirtland with 6 games under their belt. So these pitchers are probably quite in shape thus far, about halfway to the season, as far as I would call in shape thus far with their arm strength.
Yeah, and I mean, both these guys look good out here today.
Sure do. They've been very dominant on the mound for their team.
Well, we're working from the windup. We've had a little bit of a trouble getting going here, but here comes the pitch. That's going to be high and outside for ball 1. 1-2 the count now to Jordan Davis, just trying to get his team started here in the top of the 5th inning, where your score is 1-1, and that is going to be ball 2. So 2-2 the count.
All right, so here we go. We got Jaden Brooks' dad was the one that, there's a shot out into center field. And that's a base hit. Steven, that's a tough one on Wilmer because he had him down 0-2.
Yeah.
And then Davis fought back hard, took the count to 2-2. Wilmer left a fastball right over the heart of the plate, and Davis just hits a line drive out to center field for the third hit of the game for Kirtland. It's a single, and that'll bring up the 9-spot hitter. It's a shortstop, number 6, Logan Nelson. And Nelson is 0 for 1 as he struck out in the third inning. Here comes the bunt. Off-speed pitch up high, missed, and the catcher dropped the ball, so was able to keep
Well, he was lucky it hit the umpire, or else that thing would
is
have
that
been.
what it did?
Yeah, or else it would have been heading back to the fence, I think.
I thought it hit the top side of his glove, but nonetheless, we got Jaden Brooks' dad supporting and watching his son from work. And so we appreciate you, sir, tuning in.
I love it when people are watching from work because it makes me feel good that you're getting to watch your son play even though you have to be at work today. So I'm glad you're getting to watch.
Couldn't make it here, so that's why we do what we do. Fastball inside for strike 1, 1-1 the count. And no outs, so I wouldn't be shocked if Coach Bevel had a hit and run called right here with Nelson. Maybe even a bunt down first base side to push him over in the sacrifice realm of things as the hitter in Nelson, the 9-spot hitter. Let's see if Coach tries to set that up. If that runner takes off from first, you know something's set up here. Nope, he's going to stay put.
Oh.
Fouled it off, and those are the pitches you got to get out of the way.
Ooh, man. Well, I mean, he turned right into that. I don't think he had a chance to get out of the way of that sucker. I think he was still turning into try to bunt it when that thing was coming inside.
I think it hit his hand.
Yeah, but they called it a foul, so 1-2 the count. Runner on first.
Well, the hand's part of the bat. Wrong hand
on
the curveball. Got him looking, Steven.
Yeah. So that's going to bring us back to the top of the lineup. Elijah Solis, he is 0 for 2 on the day.
7 strikeouts for Wilmer thus far. And Sosi has 7 strikeouts for himself for Kirtland. It's just that back-to-back we were talking about with these two teams. And, of course, Bloomfield, if you're Bloomfield right now, Steven, you're sitting down watching this game because you're going to have to play both of these teams somewhere down the road. The count as the leadoff hitter in Solis at the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day, 2 flyouts. 1 to right field, 1 to shortstop. As you got the 8-spot hitter in Davis over at first after his base hit shot out into center field. There's a late swing by Solis to foul it off. So on the fastball, 1-1 the count, 1 out. We don't have a whole lot of time in between today's games. They only gave us about 30 minutes, so we're going to be just going back to back to back for the next 2 days, and then hopefully we're going to be bringing in a new crew on Saturday to give Steven and I a break.
Yeah, we're going to be pretty exhausted by Saturday, I think.
Hopefully we'll have Mark Strickland and Corey Kitchens here to broadcast the last 2 games on Saturday. There's a swing and a miss, so it takes the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter and Solis.
Hopefully we can get a headset on Corey this afternoon and get him in here talking a little bit whenever he shows up. Get 3 of us on here, maybe get us some rest this afternoon.
That's what I'm talking about. Now here comes Wilmer working out of the stretch. Comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, half swing. And they're going to throw him out at first, but the lead runner will make his way on down to second as the ball was thrown in the dirt. And that's going to be a strikeout for Solis. For out number 2, that brings up the 2-spot hitter now. It's the third baseman, number 3, Jaron Tyler, and Tyler is 0 for 2. On the day, he had a fielder's choice. Just nubbed it off the end of his bat, and the catcher caught it and ran it and threw out the lead runner at third base, and then he flew out to right field in the 3rd inning. It's got a runner in scoring position, so Kirtland still in a tough spot here. That's a tough play to make. Here's the throw. It's wild, and that's going to score the run from third. We're going to have a play. No! He threw it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Nobody was communicating to the first baseman to throw the ball to home. And unfortunately, the catcher on that play had an opportunity to get the 3rd out. And Man, that was a tough play.
So that's considered fielder's choice, right?
That
And
is
then
correct.
and then error.
Yep. So really, on that play, well, what it is it's an error on the throw, and then there is the throw down to second, which is not an error. That doesn't have anything to do with it. So really, the runner just scored from third, but the throw from the third baseman to first was an error. So E5 for Tyler, who moves over to second on the throw from the first baseman. And now there's a ball in the dirt, and the catcher missed that one. And it's a 2-1 lead now for the Kirtland Central Broncos. Defensively for the Tigers, just losing their concentration right now and allowing some things to happen that probably typically don't happen with the Coulter Favorina coach team. But again, this team is young and they're still learning. And like we said, this is not the time you want to be playing your best baseball. But we're going to have a timeout called by Aztec as they're going to go out there and talk to their pitcher, Wilmer. There's 2 outs, and all of this has happened for Kirtland with 2 outs. And unfortunately, the third baseman in Dorsett, he fielded the ball cleanly, Stephen. The problem with his throw was he threw it with his shoulders wide open. Instead of squaring up and getting his shoulder directed to the first baseman, he threw it with his feet flat, and his body was open instead of turning his whole body over to first base like a pitcher does, in the sense to give you a better visual. He threw it with his body open, and he air-mailed the throw. That was enough to score the runner from second all the way to home. And now Kirtland's got a runner at a scoring position again with 2 outs. And there's a swing and a miss by the 3-hole hitter. It's the pitcher number 5, Jay Sosi, and he's 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the first inning, got a base hit, and then scored the first run for Kirtland in the 4th inning.
Well, if there's anybody you want at the plate in this situation, it is Sosi. And that one's going to come in low for ball 3. 3-1 the count. 2 outs, runner on third. Kirtland with an opportunity to increase their lead if they can get a hit here. And that's going to be fielded by the third baseman. Oh, did he get him?
It's foul.
No. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think anybody heard the umpire. You could barely hear the umpire call foul. But I knew it because he threw his hands up in the air, so that'll tell you that it's foul. So if the ball's foul, the umpires will throw their hands in the air, and if it's not foul, you won't hear him say anything. They'll just point fair. So that's what ends up happening. It's 3-2 count. Now it's a full count. Oh, holy sorry, folks. Pop the old eardrums there. 2 outs, and this is a big pitch from Wilmer. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed for out number 3, but not before Kirtland takes the lead on a number of errors by the Aztec Tigers defense. And that'll give Kirtland the 2-1 lead headed into the bottom of the 5th inning. And this game's got started at 11, so there's a 2-hour and 10-minute time limit on these games. You can't start a new inning after 2 hours and 10 minutes are charted. Let's see what the Tigers can come up with, because they're going to have 7, 8, and 9 coming up. It's Gonzalez, Holmes, and Anderson for the Aztec Tigers. And it looks like we still have number 5, Jay Sosi, on the mound for Kirtland Central. And our next game will start at 1:30. You'll see the Bloomfield Bobcats taking on the Miamur Patriots from Gallup. Another district matchup. So really, 4 out of the 5 teams in that 1-4A district is here today playing these first 2 games. And, of course, Gallup not here, but Gallup the 5th team in that district. And we want to wish the Kirtland Central Lady Broncos and the Gallup Lady Bengals the best of luck today. They're the only 2 teams left in the basketball tournament here in the Four Corners, as Navajo Prep boys and girls both lost. Farmington girls and boys both lost, and so now we've got Kirtland and the Lady Broncos and the Lady Bengals left in the state tournament. And I mean, I'm pretty sure, Stephen, it's going to be those two in the state championship.
Well, it is. We just got a text from Charlie over at KOBF, and he said they punched their ticket. So Gallup and Kirtland will be playing in the championship game down in Albuquerque.
Well, here we go. It's Uriah Gonzalez. He's 0 for 1. This will be his second at-bat as he reached on an error by the second baseman in the second inning. Here comes a pitch. Off-speed pitch outside, on the outer half of the plate for strike one.
That was a good-looking pitch.
This young man can hit, and Uriah Gonzalez, he's gone all over the country playing baseball on a travel team. He's seen a lot of pitching. And he'll swing and foul that pitch off, so 0-2 the count. As Kirtland leads this game 2-1 in the bottom of the fifth inning. So this game just moving right along.
It is moving quick.
I want to thank all of you tuning in to this game, and please share our website out there to any of your family who wants to watch this game. If you don't want to watch it on Facebook, then go on the website at desertsportslive.com. You can watch it on your cell phone, your tablet, laptop, computer, stream it on your big screen TV. You can watch it anywhere in the world as long as you got internet connection. There's an off-speed pitch swung on and missed as that completely fooled Gonzalez. And that's strikeout out number one here in the bottom of the fifth inning. It'll bring up the 8-spot hitter. It's the right fielder, Christian Holmes, who's 0 for 1. He grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. And so now he'll step in on the right-hand side of the plate. And he's set to go. Look at a high fastball inside for ball one.
You know, and also, if you go to at Desert Sports Live, it's on YouTube as well. We are now streaming our games onto YouTube. We're getting that set up. We have some changes coming up. We're excited to announce them here shortly, and that's going to be, I mean, that is one of them. So if you know somebody that is at home and would like to watch it on their TV, they could just go right to YouTube and pull us up at Desert Sports Live, and this game is streaming live there as well. So we're on the website, we're on NFHS, and we're on YouTube now.
Well, that's a small portion of the announcement that we got
that's
coming
a
up.
tiny bit of it. Yes, you are correct.
We are quite excited about that, but it's going to be about a month maybe out, maybe a little bit longer for our announcement. But, yeah, stay tuned because we got some big news coming. That swung on and fouled off, so the count's evened up at 2-2.
Yep, I pulled it up on YouTube, and there it is. It is playing on YouTube.
High fastball inside, taken for ball three. So full count on the 8-spot hitter in Holmes. Looking to find a way to get on base. Aztec needs runners right now, so if they can tuck the shoulder or find somehow, some way to get on. There's a fly ball out to left field. It is hauled in by the left fielder, and Jordan Davis, F7 for out number 2. You know, Stephen, unfortunately for the Tigers, they have not gotten a hold of one pitch just yet. They have not knocked the cover off the ball in the form of a line drive or a ball hit into the gap in this game, and that's a testament to how well Jay Sosi's throwing the baseball today.
Yeah, I mean, he has done a fantastic job there. He gets Caden Anderson swinging, as that will be strike one. But you are correct. He started with confidence, and he's just continued to pitch with confidence. He has not gotten flustered at all. And that is going to be strike two, and he's had very, very good command of his pitches today.
Well, Anderson, an excellent athlete for the Aztec Tigers, is a high-level athlete for the Aztec Tiger football team, so looking for big things from him as he moves up the ranks in football and baseball, and he's a young team. I mean, that's one of the things we haven't talked about, how young this Aztec Tiger team is and how young the Kirtland Central Bronco team is as well. And he was way behind that pitch. Swung on and missed for out number 3. And that'll do it for the Tigers here in the top of the 5th. There were no runs on 0 hits. And we still got a 2-1 lead for the Kirtland Central Broncos. We're going to be heading into the top of the 6th inning. And it's going to be 4, 5, and 6. That's Veith, Aspis, Littleman coming up to bat for the Kirtland Central Broncos. And we still have Dalton Wilmer on the mound for the Aztec Tigers.
You know, and another, just real quick, you know, like why we have a little bit of a break here, we are, just to kind of get things moving along this avenue as well, we are now posting a lot of stuff on Instagram. Go find us on Instagram, Desert Sports Live on Instagram. CR is managing our Instagram page, and he's doing some really cool stuff. Go and follow us there. We do have a Facebook business page, which Albert will be sending out invites off of his page for that here real soon. So if you see something coming from him saying go and follow us at Desert Sports Live, that is going to be our new business page that we have on Facebook as well. And we are on X. It's Desert Sports LIV because we only had so many characters we couldn't put an E on the end. But go follow us on all of those different places if you can as well. So like I said, Instagram, CR is getting new followers every day. So go find us on there and follow us because we're starting to post some things on there as well.
Roughly about 70 to 75 pitches for the starting pitcher and Jay Sosi for Kirtland. So he's still got a ways to go. And there's an off-speed pitch thrown and swung on and missed by Veith for strike 1. So 0-1 the count. And Kirtland with the 2-1 lead. There's a shot, and that was right underneath the legs of the third baseman in number 23, Dorsett, for the Aztec Tigers. So E5 for Aztec that will put Veith over at first base. But, man, he hit that sharp. Goodness.
That one was probably pretty scary over there coming down third base because that was a shot, and it just went right. Did it go between his legs or did it go past him? Man, it came fast.
Yeah, it went right underneath his legs. He couldn't get his hands down quick enough. Here's the fastball, and the catcher missed that one in and out of his glove, and that'll move Veith from first to second. Ball a little high, but the catcher had it, and it just popped it out of his glove. And I think those are the kind of plays right there, Steven, if you're a coach, that just drives you bonkers because that's just playing catch. That's the same spot where the catcher just missed it a second ago. That's swung on and missed by Aspis. So the count moves to 1 ball, 1 strike on the 5-hole hitter and Micah Aspis, who's 0 for 2 on the day as he hit a ground ball to the pitcher in the first inning, struck out in the 4th. There's a nubber to the catcher, but he's got to get back home as the pitcher in Wilmer should have covered home plate, but got caught watching the game a little bit.
Yeah.
And forgot to cover home plate, but the catcher was able to get back over, and that's a sacrifice bunt that will move Veith now into complete scoring position on any kind of hit. And if I'm Aztec, I'm probably moving everybody in. Let's see if they choose to do that here in just a moment, as that was a 2-3 bunt out, and Jacob Littleman at the plate. And the catcher missed it again, and we're going to have a plate at the plate. Here's the throw, slide, got him. Well, I'll tell you what, Steven, that throw right there, or that play was all the catcher. He missed the high fastball, which popped out of his glove again. He turns around and hustles to get back to the backstop, Steven, and he threw a perfect strike to the front side of the plate for his pitcher for out number 2.
And that's,
beautiful throw.
That's Tyler Ray. Did a good job of getting back there and getting that one scooped up and back to the pitcher, man. That was a close play right there.
Sure was. Beautiful throw by the catcher, though. Off-speed pitch left up just a little bit by Littleman, and it's 3 straight balls. 3-0 the count for Littleman as Wilmer looking to fight back with 2 outs. There he goes. Fastball swung on and missed. I got to tell you, Steven, this catcher is having all sorts of issues holding on to the baseball.
Yeah, Ray is struggling trying to grab a hold of that thing.
I don't know what's going on. I was trying to look down there to see if he's got a new catcher's mitt, but it doesn't look new, but that ball just will not stay in his glove.
That one looked way outside, but he calls it a strike.
If you're an Aztec fan, you'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take it. That thing looked like it was way out there.
And if you're a Kirtland fan, you're screaming at the umpire right now. You know, that's the fun part of this game is you get chances to scream at the umpires, scream at the players, scream at the announcers. You know, that's just part of the craziness of being a fan. And that ball's thrown in the dirt. Catcher missed it, and it's a walk down to first base. So Littleman draws the walk, and that'll bring up the 7-spot hitter. It's number 4, Shai Sims. And he's the right fielder. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts into this game. And he's got a runner over at first base with a 2-1 lead and 2 outs. We got a long conversation with Coach.
Quite the little conference down there. So runner on first, 2 outs. Shai Sims steps into the batter's box. We have Jake Littleman down there on first, leading off. Here comes Wilmer working from the stretch. That one is going to be bounced right in front of him. Just unfortunate for Littleman, but good for Aztec, as that will be the 2-3 out, number 3. And we had no runs on 1 hit, 1 runner left on base, and no Aztec errors. So that's going to do it for the top of the 6th inning, where your score remains 2-1 as the Kirtland Central Broncos lead here in this first round game of the Piedra Vista Invite.
Well, you can see Kirtland's coach was not happy with that call, and I'm with them. I thought it hit behind the plate, but the umpire right there said it did not, and you could see the coach having a conversation saying, how was that a fair ball? Hit behind the plate, but both umpires, well, the field umpire, he's not, he can't make that call. He's not close enough to make that call, so he just says, hey, we're going with the home plate umpire called, and Coach Bell walks back to the dugout shaking his head, and that's how baseball goes.
Yep, you are correct. And speaking about how baseball goes, Aztec 2 more opportunities here, and they couldn't be in a better situation coming into the bottom of the 6th. And your first opportunity, as you're starting right at the top of your lineup, you've got Cale Watson, Hunter Clark, and Dalton Wilmer. I mean, that's a good spot to be, but they're definitely going to have to find a way. Like you were saying earlier, they just have not been able to get a hold of anything. They're going to have to get a hold of something and find a way to get a hit and get people across the plate.
Well, they've got 44 minutes to do it in, Steven. Off-speed pitch swung on and fouled off by Cale Watson. And as Steven mentioned, this is the young man you want to come up to the plate to get things going for the Aztec Tigers. It's the shortstop, the leadoff hitter, number 17, Cale Watson, who's 0 for 1. Struck out in the first inning, drew a walk in the third, and then stole the base, had an opportunity, but the hitter at the time rolled into the way of the catcher. There's a shot out into right field, but right underneath it is the right fielder in Sims to haul it in, F9 for out number 1. And that'll bring up the 2-spot hitter. It's the first baseman, number 12, Hunter Clark, who struck out twice today for the Tigers.
Man, it looked like that one might have been, it looked like it was going to be good, but you saw the right fielder out there in Shai Sims did the right thing. His first step was backwards, and then he came to the ball.
Well, if you notice, Steven, Kirtland and they're so well coached. Both of these teams are very, very well coached. But Kirtland understands it. Look how shallow they're playing. They realize that Aztec has not gotten a hold of 1 hit today. They have not been able to barrel 1 pitch, at least in this game right now. Listen, that's not a shot at them. We're just telling you what's happening here on the field. And Aztec right now has not gotten a hold of 1 hit big time into the gap or to the wall. And right now they could really use that because Kirtland's defense is playing this game beautifully, playing in short. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And Kirtland still leads this game 2-1.
They sure need these hitters to come up with something right here.
They got it. It's like I've been saying, they need runners on. And I like that right there. That ball's thrown right behind Clark. He didn't move. He dropped his bat, and if it hits him, he's glad to take it. He's going to run down to first. You've got to understand situational baseball right now. And a lot of kids anymore, it's easy to say to get out of the way or stay in there. But when you're in there and you're facing these pitches, rung him up. Fastball in the outer half of the plate for out number 2 in the form of a strikeout. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Dalton Wilmer, who is 0 for 2 on the day as well. Struck out in the first inning, grounded out to the shortstop in the fourth. But you know, when you're in that dugout, you're looking at each other and you're telling each other, guys, we need runners on base. However you can get on, don't be a hero.
Yep.
Don't be a hero right now. Don't be aiming for, like right there, Wilmer bailed out. Now, of course, you don't want to see your pitcher take a hit, right? But if he tucks his shoulder and trots down to first base, now you've got something to work with. And that's what we're talking about. Situational baseball is understanding where you're at in this game. And for those of you who may be saying, well, are you saying that these hitters should be staying in there so they can purposely get hit? Hey, that's part of the game.
Yeah.
And if you're saying that, you know nothing about baseball. How about that? That might sound a little harsh, but it's true.
It's just strategic. It
is.
It's getting the runners on base, like you said. That's what it's all about.
When you're down 2-1 and you've not been barreling up the baseball, then you've got to find any way somehow to get on base.
Absolutely.
2-2 the count now on Wilmer. That was a lot of fun to watch Wilmer in football this season.
Yeah, it was.
It sure was. That young man is one heck of a football player. So here we go with the 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Out of the windup, off speed. And again, it looked like that just kind of stuck to his finger, to his hand for too long. And that's ball 3. 3-2, full count, 2 outs. Sosi dialed in. Here comes the pitch. Fastball, and it was right down the middle for out number 3.
You gotta swing at those. Like, you can't rely on the umpire to take care of it for you. No runs on no hits, no runners left on base, and no Kirtland errors. We are going into the top of the 7th, where both teams only have one more opportunity, I guess, unless it ties up, but these games are limited to 2 hours. So you got 2 hours, and I guess at 2 hours it is what it is, how you finish. But,
that's right.
I mean, Aztec has one more chance, I should say. Kirtland has an opportunity to increase their lead. But this is getting close to we started at 11, right?
11.
So we got about 30 minutes. I guess it could go into some extra innings if it had to. But Dalton Wilmer still on the mound for the Aztec Tigers.
Well, and if there's any Bloomfield fans tuning in right now, Stephen, are we shutting everything down and then kicking it back on?
It'll go down.
So
we'll end this one, and then we will start a new one. Yeah, absolutely. I gotta do some stuff in between games anyhow. So, yes, that's how that will work, and the next game will start at 1:30. Is that correct?
That is correct. Bloomfield. The Bobcats and the Patriots will come in at 1:30 to get another district matchup. So right now, Kirtland has this lead 2-1, and it has been, this game has scooted right along.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's moved quickly.
Just some missed opportunity. If you talk to Coach Favorino down there, he's going to say, we just missed too many opportunities. We had the opportunity, we just couldn't come up with it. And, man, that's part of learning with the young baseball team, Stephen. It's 8-9-1 up to bat. Davis, Nelson, and Salas, and Jordan Davis will look at ball 1 high and inside as he is 1 for 2 on the day. He scored a run as well. Here comes a pitch. Fastball, half swing, check swing, but he's able to get a piece of it, and it's a 1-1 count.
Yeah, we are in the top of the 7th inning. Kirtland leads 2-1. 1-1 count on Jordan Davis, the leadoff hitter here in this inning.
Well, Jaden Brooks' dad, and we apologize. We'll just call him Mr. Brooks because he didn't tell me his first name. So Mr. Brooks tunes in and said, hey, man, I watched all your guys' videos for Aztec football. Didn't know you were doing baseball, so I'll start watching from here on out. And there's a fastball in the outer half of the plate on the left-handed hitter for strikeout, out number 1.
Yeah, we did all of Aztec's football games except for one. I think it was Moriarty. We didn't get to do Moriarty. I think I was out of town. You were out of town that game. But, yeah, we got to do all of Aztec's football game. We just really enjoyed being a part of that as well. We also had a crew over in Farmington that did PV and Farmington games. So, yeah, looking forward to getting back to football this next season. Once again, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X. We're on X as well, and YouTube. Go and subscribe and follow on YouTube.
There's a off-speed pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Yeah, that's right. I guess us old guys were forced to dabble in the world of social media, and I'm still struggling with it quite a bit. So I'm glad CR's taking it over because I don't understand that Instagram and X and all that stuff, man. I've never really been on that before, so I'm glad CR is, and he's doing a fine job.
Hey, we don't need to understand it. We just got to have somebody to do it for us.
That's right. We just need the person who's doing it to understand it, right?
That's right. And CR's doing a fantastic job.
He is.
He's done some pretty cool little behind-the-scenes type stuff, one of our hot mics and different things like that. So that's inside for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Logan Nelson. We have one out here in the top of the 7th inning. Score 2-1, Kirtland leading.
Off-speed pitch, swung on. Oh, and he kicked the ball. So, what? He kicked the ball, umpire?
Oh, shoot.
I'm not sure why he didn't call him out. He kicked the ball. Now, nonetheless, he's out. Doesn't matter. The throw down to that's called a strikeout there, and it'll bring up the top of the order with Elijah Salas, who is 0 for 3 on the day. Ground ball hit to the third baseman, missed it. And then Cale Watson did the best he could to try to reel it in. But, man, that's a tough play when somebody's right in front of you. But another error on the third baseman. And tough day for Dorsett. And I'm wondering if the third baseman, for some reason, I want to say he's usually an outfielder. And I think Coach Favorino moved him in at third to give him a shot or just try him out there. I could be totally wrong, and hopefully if somebody's listening, they can certainly let me know if that's the case. But I want to say somebody told me that he was originally an outfielder. And you get moved to the hot box. It's not the easiest transition for people. So, he's got to keep his head up and keep plugging away.
Yep.
Just keep plugging away. You're going to make errors. You're going to strike out. You're going to make wild plays at times, Steven, and you just got to keep your head up and bounce back. That's all you can do. Off-speed pitch, and it is a beauty. Strike 2.
I was going to say, you shouldn't, and this isn't in a bad way, you shouldn't be playing your best baseball right now anyway. Like, these games are to improve, and, and these are the experiences you need to get better, and that's, I'm sure Coach Favorino is going to take the opportunity to make this a learning experience.
Well, it is a 1-2 count, and I'll tell you, Dalton Wilmer has thrown a beauty today, Steven. I mean, he has really done a lot on his own with this game, as that's a swing and a miss for out number 3, and here we go. It comes down to the bottom of the 7th inning, and we're going to have the middle of the order coming up for the Aztec Tigers. Steven, it's 4, 5, and 6, Dorsett, Ray, and Douglas. And we know every one of these players that are coming up to hit up to the plate. They are very easily can get the job done.
So we had no runs on no hits, 1 runner left on base, and 1 Aztec error in that last half of the inning. And like you said, this is it for the Tigers. They've got to find a way to make it happen here as time is running out. And, I have to say, this young man is one of the – I think he has the only hit. Is that correct for Aztec? They only have – no, he has one of the 2 hits.
Dorsett, yep, he's got a hit himself. And then trying to find the other.
I know I had another hit here.
No, Aztec's
in the
only
second.
got one. Only one hit for Aztec.
Yeah, I must have just mismarked it.
Yep.
Oh, no, yeah, I didn't have it. I only had that one hit. That's the only hit I have for him.
From Dorsett. Wow, I mean, if this doesn't tell you what this district's going to turn out to be, Stephen, with these 2 teams playing, and then Bloomfield won their Bloomfield Invitational Tournament this past weekend. They were able to – I'm not even sure who they played in the championship, but they won that game, and that was a cold, windy, snowy tournament to play in, so not too easy. But here we go. It comes down to this for the Aztec Tigers, and who do you want to lead off? Dorsett. He's got the only hit thus far for the Tigers. He's a lefty, and that's an off-speed pitch on the corner. Oh, I thought the umpire was going to call it a strike. He leaned to the side
I
like
went
he
to
was
mark
going
it a strike. Dorsett actually got that hit after he got nailed right in the kneecap. It's fouled off.
Nice way to fight that pitch off. An off-speed pitch up in the zone, right about belt high. And I like Aztec coming alive now, Stephen. That's the first time we've heard anything coming out of that dugout side over there. Let's see if it picks them up here. They certainly can use it. Here comes the pitch out of the windup, off-speed. Fought off and fouled off. So 1-2 the count. And Sosi lately has been off-speed heavy. He's thrown a couple of fastballs, seeing if he could get the hitters to take a hack, and he's really relied on his off-speed pitch, and rightfully so, because it has not failed him in this game.
Yeah, he just continues to – I mean, he's thrown consistently the whole game. He's still throwing hard. He doesn't look tired at all.
I sure am interested to see the approach here from Sosi with the 1-2 count on the left-hander. Off-speed, swung on and fouled off. So sticks with his off-speed pitch. That's his go-to, and now you know what his go-to pitch to get somebody out is. It's his off-speed.
Yeah, Dorsett just battling in there. Being aggressive, taking some hacks, trying to get something going for his team here.
Well, I'll tell you this much, Dorsett needs to get his hand started a lot faster. So he's thrown 2 straight off-speed pitches right now. Don't be surprised as Sosi reaches back and lets this one go in the realm of a fastball. And that's what he does.
This is where it gets exhausting for you as a pitcher. You're trying to throw that last strike, and the guy just keeps dinking it off and fouling it off, and then the advantage starts going towards the hitter because you only got so many pitches.
Well, let's see if he brings the heat again.
Got him.
Threw it right
Got
by him.
Swinging.
Fastball, outer half of the plate. Got him swinging and struck him out.
Man, that's just being aggressive right there as a pitcher. I mean, he just went right at him.
Well, then that's also knowing where you're at in the count. I mean, you know he's going to probably come with the fastball. Doesn't even really matter what he throws. You got to shorten up your swing. You got to get quicker to the ball. See that long swing right there by Tyler Ray? He was way behind the pitch. They need to get their hands started. They got to hit that pitch out on the front half of the foot. And their hands, I mean, see how high his hands are right here? Let's see if he gets them in the right spot before he swings. Nope, he keeps them way up top. And we've seen a number of Aztec hitters swinging over the top of the pitch. They're not getting their hands down. They start high. That's fine. Start your hands wherever you want to. But you got to get your hands down lower when you're fixing to swing. Look at that. Up high. That was a high pitch, and he gave that one to Sosi. That was ball 2.
Yeah, that one was way up and inside.
1-2 here on the 5-hole hitter in Tyler Ray, and it's been an amazing game thus far. Errors on both sides of the field, but that's to be expected in a big-time district non-district but district game that we're going to see moving forward. And here comes the pitch. Off speed, outside, got him. Got him looking. And you got 2 strikes. I mean, right there, Steven, that's where you got to go in there, and you got to have the mentality that if it's close, I'm swinging. I mean, listen, I don't know how else to put it. If you're not swinging, you're not giving your team an opportunity.
Well, here we go. Corey Douglas has to get a base hit here to keep this alive, or I say base hit, hopefully base hit, not have to get hit by a pitch, but you got to find a way on base is what I'm saying. And he's going to hit that one out into left field, and it will be caught for out number 3. So F7 out number 3. Kirtland will come away with the win as they win 2-1 over the Aztec Tigers, but I'm sure this will be a battle down the road as these 2 teams will meet up again in district.
We'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. Don't forget, we'll bring you Aztecs game tomorrows. We'll bring you all of their games throughout this week. We'll bring every one of them, no doubt about it. We're going to bring you the Bloomfield-Mymura game here starting at 1:30. But check in with Desert Sports Live as Aztec will play tomorrow at 1:30 against Grant. Stephen Parks and myself will bring you that game. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to shut it down, and we'll be back for the Bloomfield versus Mymura game.